The thing is, businesses and even personal brands spend thousands of dollars with agencies targeting their audience at the perfect time. So I wanted to go through a couple of tips that I have that I personally use that really help you make the most when you do capture them at the right time. The first thing that's key to not only reaching your audience but resonating with your audience is having basically a cohesive brand message. Businesses put the buggy before the horse, and they really develop all their marketing strategies and how they want to target people and the designs that they have, and who they have speaking or what forms of content they're presenting people with. But if you don't have your brand message down pat, you're going to be all over the place. I mean, sure, your advertisement or your social media post might be catchy, but if you're not really making sense to your target audience, then you're really wasting time and, in most cases, money. Like, have you ever seen a movie that sounded really good, but then you went there and you're like, man, what is this? Once you sit down and you take the time to create a cohesive message that's clear and understandable not only to you but your customers, the more effective all of your marketing will be. This can be really simple, whether it's focusing on your competencies or being straightforward and just staying right in the lane of your services or your product in general. What's the value you provide? What's the voice you want to speak with? And what are the types of designs that really make sense with both of those? Are there key stakeholders or people that are a key part of the process that really help reinforce that trust and that value? Or is it a functionality or a benefit that really heightens the experience for the customer? If you're not using and leveraging all of these aspects of your business or your brand, then it doesn't matter if you're reaching them at the right time. My second element of this is kind of obvious, but develop your target audience before you go to market them. I think it's really important to understand who your audience is, where they live, what they're doing, what their interests are, but most importantly, what their behaviors are online. I think we live in an era that's constantly bucketing consumers into assumptions or guesstimations. Demographics is cool and all, but you can't target me with a boot if I don't wear boots. Even if I'm 32 years old, have a family of 6, and go hiking, I might prefer running shoes. I mean, it's kind of common sense here. Assumptions are like metaphors. They're not always accurate, and they may just only make sense to somebody else. For example, if I bought some Nike socks, just happened to buy Nike socks online, can you assume that I'm going to wear Nike shoes? Can you assume that I wear Nike shoes at all? No, it's a guesstimation. You're taking your chance. What if I don't wear sneakers at all? What if I'm a sandals guy? What if I do wear boots? What if I don't wear shoes at all? What if I run around barefoot? It doesn't matter. I don't wear Nike shoes. So you're wasting money marketing and targeting me just because I bought the socks. I could have bought them for a gift. Start really trying to identify what your customer looks like and be able to determine if they wear Nike shoes, if they wear running shoes or sneakers at all. Once you understand who your customer is, what they like, what they do, and really what they're about, you can really transition into this next phase. So the third aspect to my approach is taking your target audience that you now understand and developing personas. Like I already mentioned, when people talk about a target audience or a persona, they automatically assimilate a demographic or a stereotype. I mean, come on, we're living in a world right now where stereotypes are getting thrown away or being used too often. And it's really important that you don't stereotype people, you really dig down and understand who they are. Think of it this way. If you're targeting a stay-at-home mom, imagine if you were to dig down a little bit deeper and uncover a stay-at-home fitness mom. What if you took it a step further and found out that she's really heavily involved at school with her kids, and she's also really involved at church? In most cases, you can kind of tabulate a certain list of behaviors that she experiences or participates in on a daily basis. If you're looking at a stay-at-home mom in general, she's probably only going to be available early in the morning or late at night, or maybe during a lunch break or something, because she's probably busy throughout the day. She's involved at school, she's involved at church, she has to take her kids to school, she has to get her kids ready for school, they're probably in sports, maybe they're doing after school activities, and she's driving them to and from their friend's house like a taxi, kind of like what me and my wife do. You have to target them at the right time. So if this is somebody that's going to like your product, let's target them. If it's not, don't waste your time. Exploring possibilities and testing your strategies will really help you uncover and capture your target audience. Take time to develop that persona, trust me. Now, the last step that I like to really talk about is creating your capture. Once you've established your message, identified your target audience, and solidified your personas, it's really time to plan accordingly. Now that you know your stay-at-home mom can easily be captured from 5 to 7 a.m., and 8 to 10 p.m. on a daily basis. You really want to focus on what she's doing at that time, because if she's on social media then or checking her email, then she might also be doing multiple other things. No matter what type of campaign or product or service you're positioning for this stay-at-home fitness mom, you really need to unfold that campaign so it resonates with them. For example, instead of shouting out like, "Hey mom, over here, check out this, you should buy this," or I don't know, something every mom needs, try short phrases like, "Long day, having an early start, long day ahead, has your rough day finally come to a close, are you exhausted, where are your kids, how many hours do you really have in a day, feel like you could use more time, mom?" You know, all these types of phrases are really speaking to that person instead of shouting at them and telling them what they should do or what other moms do, or, "Hey, I could relate to you," because they know for sure that you can't really relate to them. Once you have their attention and you've garnered their interest, cater your message to them. Present a purposeful message. Slide in a solution or a benefit or a feature or a way to really enhance their day-to-day activities. If it's something more specific, like maybe a service, explain to them how you can really help them do it better. In most cases, moms already think that they have stuff under wraps, so if you can help them do something a little bit more efficiently, then hey, it's a win-win for them, right? And you're not telling them what to do. But don't stop there. Once you get their attention, engage them, you need a call to action that really speaks to them and encourages them as well. Again, we're not trying to sell them something hardcore or shove something down their throat. We're trying to nurture them and encourage them into investing in that solution that you're providing, or investing their time or loyalty in your brand. You know, always keep this in mind. Getting them on the page is one huge step, but converting them is a totally different story. If you understand your audience, you understand what they're doing at what times of day, what types of message speak to them, how you can position yourself in a way that makes them feel worthwhile or worthy or valued, you're going to be able to garner their trust, and they're going to want to see what you could do for them or what they can be a part of. As you can see, a lot more goes into it than demographics, guesstimation, or assumptions. You can make a guesstimation about what your target audience looks like, but if you're not really diving in and understanding who they are, you're not going to be able to speak to them in the way that they understand. Brands that take their time to develop a strategy, a purposeful strategy, normally come out on top. Businesses or brands that are looking for a quick campaign, quick return, or they're in a rush to convert, they normally put their foot in their mouth. Don't choke on your foot. Just keep this in mind. A higher conversion rate is so much more valuable than a poorly done campaign. It may not cost you as much to do a crappy campaign, but if you're not converting, the return on that and the time you're investing in that and the perception or that first impression that you're putting in front of consumers, it's not going to be worthwhile. So for more information on how you can develop a campaign or maybe enhance a campaign you're working on, shoot me an email. It's right here at the bottom of the screen, or give me a call. We can hash it out, see what's going on, see how we can find your audience, where they are, and slide a message in their news feed that really resonates with them. Be purposeful with everything that you do, and always remember to pre-focus.